All right. So, everybody, it is day 8. It's day 8 today. So I'm going to write that up here. Day 8. And it is Thursday, August 14th. Wow. We're halfway through August, guys.
Already?
That's crazy. I know. Okay. Whatever that means. All right. So we are now finally getting to our first practice quiz. Just to explain a little bit to any of you who have not had me as a teacher, when we have a practice quiz, it is so very important that you write down everything I write down, because this is considered part of your notes. You can use your notes on your quiz. Your quiz will look identical to this, just different numbers. So as long as you're taking good notes, you will likely do a wonderful job. All right. So the first page, there are 4 quadratic equations. Now all of these can be solved using the quadratic formula. The first 2, it says to solve by factoring. We decided to go in a different direction this term, or I decided to focus more on the quadratic formula. So you do not have to factor, but I will show you how to do it by factoring if you want to. You just don't have to. I'll show both ways. So first, at the top of our page, let's go ahead and write some formulas. Or you know what, I'm going to put them on a sticky note to keep on this practice quiz so that we can move it around as we do different problems. So what is the first formula we will need? Discriminant formula. What is the discriminant formula?
B equals B squared minus 4AC.
Perfect. D equals B squared minus 4AC. Okay, and once we have the discriminant, that gets plugged into the quadratic formula, which is x equals, what is it? B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Yay! Okay, so we have that. And you could do it all at once, but I have found it is much less likely that you will make mistakes if you just find the discriminant first, the way we've been doing. So that's why I put D instead of the other. So for number 1, let's solve this one with the quadratic formula first. What are my values for A, B, and C?
1, 9.
Yes, 1, 9, negative 22. Yes, don't forget the negatives. Very important. Okay, so let's start by finding the discriminant. So D equals, what number gets squared? 9. Good. Minus 4 times AC, so 1 and negative 22. Don't forget it. Okay. Now, we have that. Let me give you guys a moment. I'm not going to work it out in front of you. Find the discriminant using this. I'll give you a moment to think about it. And just give me a thumbs up when you got it. Thumbs up if you got it. Okay, Rhonda's got it. Kelsey's got it. Mhm. That's okay. Mm. There might be one that works. I'll show you in a minute here. Let me get it. Right. What if you switch where the negative is? Positive 11, negative 2. I know, they're tricky because there's so many different options. Right. Yes.
It's 169.
169, that's the whole number?
The discriminant?
The discriminant.
Oh, no, 81 plus 88.
Yeah, okay, so 9 squared. That's 9 times 9, which is 81. And the next part,
88.
88.
Positive 88.
So negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Times negative 22 is 88. And it's positive, so we add.
It's 169.
Good. So 81 plus 88, 169. Okay. So we have the discriminant. What should I do next?
The
Square root.
no.
You will eventually find the square root, yes.
But we
But
have to do that problem first.
yeah, so
That is
Have to
the-
start the quadratic.
we're going to start that quadratic formula. Yes. So x equals
negative 9.
negative 9. Okay.
Plus or minus.
Plus or minus.
The square root
Mm-hmm.
of 169.
169
over 2a.
over 2a. It's just 1, yeah. Okay.
Alright.
So from this point, somebody raise your hand and tell me, what should we do next?
Find the square root of 169.
Yes.
Comes out to be
It's okay. Okay, so square root of 169 is 13. So I'm going to rewrite my negative 9 plus or minus, that's 13. All over 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, now raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. What do I do next? Jessica.
You gotta break them up into two problems.
Break 'em up.
Negative 9 plus 13 and over 2 and negative 9 minus 13 over 2.
Good. Break them into the plus and minus. Negative 9 plus 13 over 2. Negative 9 minus 13 over 2. Okay. So, I'll do my plus first. Let's see. Yes. Positive 4 over 2. And that is
Negative 2.5.
wait,
It's positive
we're on the
2.
plus still.
It's positive 2.
Positive 2. Okay, so we got 1.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Too far.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay, positive 2 is our first answer. Now next, negative 9 minus 13,
Negative 22
negative 22 over 2, and that gives us
negative 11.
negative 11. Very nice. So our answers You could circle them like this, although it's going to be even easier for me to find and grade it more quickly if you write it out together. X equals 2 and negative 11, and then I'm going to circle it. Please, please, please circle your answers. It's going to make everything easier to see. Yes, Melena. I would prefer it, but I won't count it wrong if you don't. So it's okay. I just want to see that you're able to get the correct numbers. It's good if you write x equals, but I won't penalize you if you don't. Okay, that was number 1. Any questions? So if you are still finishing that, as you do that, I'm going to show you, just if you're interested, how we could factor this instead. If you know you're not going to do the factoring method, you can block this out. So, x squared plus 9x minus 22 equals 0. So, to factor, we know that since it is a quadratic equation, the only thing that will multiply to become this would be x plus or minus something times x plus or minus something. So, to figure out what those numbers are, we're going to look at the factors of c, which is negative 22. And to get negative 22, we could do negative 1 times 22.
Or negative 2.
Negative 2 times 11. Honestly, we could stop there.
Yep.
Because,
Negative 2 and 11 is the right answer.
yeah, we want to get numbers that add up to b, which is 9. And negative 2 plus 11 is 9. So, negative 2 plus 11. All right.
So you want to subtract 2 from each side?
Well, let's see. Let's make the equations first. X minus 2 equals 0. X plus, bless you, 11 equals 0.
Yep.
So now what do I do to solve for x?
You add 2.
Yeah, add 2.
Do this cancel. X equals 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to subtract 11.
Good. Subtract 11.
X equals negative 11.
X equals negative 11. And just like that, we got the same answers as the other method. So, it works. But again, we did not focus very much on this. You do not have to do this on this quiz. So, don't worry about it.
If you do it, is it extra points?
Let me think about that. Let me think about it. Because there's going to be a different bonus already. We'll see. Let me think about it. Okay. Do we have any questions before we move on to number 2? Okay. I'm going to move this over to here then. And we're going to start number 2. And I'll use a different color to separate my work a little better. Okay, so number 2, same thing. Identify A, B, C. And A is 5, B is 19, C is 12. These are all positive numbers, so that makes our life just a little bit easier. What should I do first?
Quadratic.
Before that even.
No, locate A,
Yeah.
B, C. Yeah.
We did that, yes.
Oh,
And then, Kelsey, yes, discriminant.
yeah, discriminant.
Okay, so D equals. What will I write?
19 squared
Mm-hmm.
minus 4, 5 times 5 times 12.
Good. 19 squared minus 4 times 5 times 12. Okay. So let's see. 19 squared.
Can you show how to type that in, cause I'm having issues.
Yes,
here.
yes. So we're gonna type, and I could show everybody the all at once method. There's a way to type this in all at one time so that you don't have to do so many steps, and I'll show that real quick if anybody is interested. I can type 19 squared, the x squared button will do this, 19 squared, minus parentheses 4 times a is 5 times c is 12, close the parenthesis. So here's what you would have to do. Your b squared minus, and then put the multiplication in parentheses so that your calculator knows that these are two separate things. Yes. Enter. Boom. There's your discriminant all in one step. So if you like doing it this quicker way, you can. The only thing with this is if you type something wrong and you don't catch it, you know, when you don't break it up into smaller pieces, sometimes you can make mistakes. So just make sure you're being very careful when you type that in. So our discriminant is 121. Okay. What do I do with that?
You, factor is, well, not factor, no,
Plug it into
No.
your other equation.
Yeah.
Little thingy. X equals negative, no, you gotta find the square root is 13, 11.
Oh, okay. So you're a little bit ahead of me.
You gotta find the square root.
We will find the square root, yes. But first, let's plug everything else into the next formula, the quadratic formula. Yes, you go right ahead, girl. So, x equals, what do I write?
Negative 19.
Negative 19
Plus or minus.
plus or minus
The square root symbol.
square root over discriminant 121 all over
2 times 5.
2 times 5. Okay. Now, Titania, what is the square root of 121? 11. So, at the next step, we simplify everything. Negative 19 plus or minus 11. All divided by
10.
10. Good.
I just went straight to that, I didn't write.
Right. And you know, if that works for you, it's way faster that way. It actually is. So it's good that you can do that. Only reason I'm not doing that is because I know sometimes when I start skipping steps and I haven't in the past, somebody's gonna see it and be like, what happened? Like how'd you get that? So I'm just being extra careful. Okay. We're at the last step basically.
You gotta break it up into 2 parts.
Break it up. Break up your plus and minus. Negative 19 plus 11 over 10.
You did negative 8 over 10,
Hmm.
and your answer is equal, negative 0.8.
Oh. Okay, hang on. Negative 19 plus. Yeah, that's right. Negative 0.8. And then what else?
You gotta do negative 19 minus 11.
Good.
You did negative 30 over 10.
Okay, negative 30 over 10.
And that'll equal 3. Negative 3.
Good. Negative 3. Okay, so x equals
Negative 0.8
mhm,
and 3. Negative 3.
negative 0.8, negative 3. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, and if anybody is working ahead on any problems and you peek up and see your answer doesn't match what we got, let me know, because we can make mistakes too sometimes. And if ours is right and you made the mistake, I want to make sure that we're catching that today during our practice quiz time. This is a great day to ask all the questions you got. Okay. I know. I hate that the calculator does that.
What if someone mixed up their signs because that
Right. I wonder if there's a setting that you could change it or something.
maybe.
Okay. Any questions on number 2? Would you like to see how to factor number 2? Because this one's a little tougher to factor. Could be interesting to see. I'll just show it just for fun. Okay, so I'm going to move this over and I'll show you how you would factor this. Now, I know I'm running through this a little bit quickly, just to get it done. After we do finish this practice quiz, as you're going, circle things, make yourself notes of what you still don't feel confident about. Stay after class and talk to me about it. I would be so more than happy to help and make sure that you feel good before you leave today. So, 5x squared plus 19x plus 12 equals 0. Now, the factoring of this one, because our a is 5, it's not 1 like in the other one, it makes it a little harder. It makes it a little harder because now we have another step, and I haven't taught you this. What I'm going to do here is I am going to multiply 5 times 12.
Yep. You're gonna get 3.
Let's see. So 5 times 12 is 60. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rewrite it without the 5. X squared plus 19x plus 60 equals 0. So we're going to use 60, the new c, and find factors. Yes?
How come with the number here before it says y equals the equation?
Ooh,
What's that
very.
supposed to mean?
So the y equals, okay, quick pause from this. I'm going to address Ella's question. Ella asked, how come on number 3 and 4 it says y equals instead of equals 0? The reason it says y equals is because when I wrote this practice quiz, I was thinking of the graph. And so, whenever you are graphing a quadratic equation, it's going to be y equals because now there's an x variable and a y variable.
So just put that as 0.
Yeah, so over here, your 0 is y. I just already gave you the y value of 0. So just assume this is 0. Yes?
Okay. You just put your add a little x, other leg onto your y to make it an x, so it's not so confusing.
Well, you can't say x equals all of that because then I would have to subtract x to get all my x's together, and that would make a whole nother problem. Just turn it into a 0. 0. Or ignore it, because you're not really using the 0 anyway. Okay, so back to number 2. I'm just going to show you this real quick. Okay. So my factors of 60. 1 and 60. 2 and 30. 3 and, let's see, 20. 4 and, I don't know that off the top of my head. 15. And now 4 plus 15 equals 19.
Yeah.
Which is my B. So I'm going to have x plus 4 and x plus 15. Set them equal to 0. And you'll get -4 and x equals -15. Now, you might ask yourself, Why does this not match? It's because we're not done yet. Since we multiplied by 5 at the beginning, we're going to divide by 5 at the end. So negative 4 divided by 5 and negative 15 divided by 5. This is why I'm teaching the quadratic formula. This is so many things to learn, and we just don't have the time. Negative 4 divided by 5, sure enough, is negative 0.8. And negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3, which was the answer we got. All right. Don't feel like you have to do it this way. I don't want to discourage you from learning factoring. I think it is an important skill to have. It's just not the focus of this unit for us. Just want to show you that it exists. Okay. Now, before I move this, is anybody actually writing this down? I don't want to move it if we're not ready. Okay. Okay. Is anybody, let's see, girls, are you using the pink, are you writing this? Or just this? Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, wonderful. All right, I will wait just a moment. Some of us are still copying down. Now, number 3 and 4, when we get to that, and I think quite a few of you are working ahead, which is great. Bless you. You're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. A, B, C, plug them in, solve for X. So, since we've done 2 problems together, what I will now have you do is number 3 and 4, I'm going to pause our recording. I'm going to work number 3 and 4 out silently up on the board. And I want you guys to work it out too. Now, if you're ahead of this, that's fine. Whenever I get my answers, flip back and make sure you got the same thing as me. Okay? So I'm going to move my paper up, and I am going to quietly solve number 3. And just kind of, you know, look up, make sure you're getting the same things that I got. Or if you see I make a mistake, call me out on it. And feel free to interrupt at any moment to ask a question if you're stuck on something. 3 up here. And now I'm, yes,
How is this different than the first two?
they're the exact same. No different at all. They're totally the same. Yes. Are you talking about when you do the square root of 145 and you get a decimal on the 12? Okay, so decimals can be super uncomfortable because we are always taught you do not mix decimals with fractions. So what I would suggest at this step here is don't really think of it as a fraction. It is really just 11 plus that 12.04 divided by 4. So it's just another step. We would definitely not have a finished fraction with a decimal in it. That would be wrong. But we're just following the formula, and we happen to end up with a decimal, and that's okay. You will get decimals sometimes, and doesn't mean it's wrong. Now, does that answer your question at all, or was it a deeper question? Okay,
Did
cool.
you round your answer?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I did too.
Cool. Cool.
-0.26.
Good. Okay. And now I'll do number 4. I'm gonna pick one more color here. Ah, that's the hardest.
Girl, that was about to throw me off.
Oh, yes, I'm going to point that out while you said it. Thank you for saying that. So, this is the spot right here, everybody. If you struggle with negatives, that negative B gets everybody. If you have a B that starts as a negative, like in number 3, it's negative 11. Remember, the quadratic formula starts with negative B. So, it's negative whatever B is. If your B is negative, it's going to change it to a positive. If your B starts off as positive, it'll change, yes, to a negative. So, again, any questions or things that pop up that you want to point out, do that, because that helps people. That's right. Alright, let me see. We're going kind of quick today.
It's okay.
So,
How typing it in.
okay, show me how you're
Only
typing it.
arrow.
Oh, you put the whole thing under a square root, girl. Oh my goodness. Here, let me help you. So, you are wanting to do this all at once still, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I don't need the negative, right?
no, not when you're squaring.
Okay.
So you could just type 11 squared minus,
Okay, this was it.
yeah, parentheses, 4 times, what's A?
2.
2 times, let's see.
So I don't have to do the parentheses again.
Nope, you're just gonna put parentheses around the multiplication problem there.
Okay, and I think that's what I was doing, because it was,
And do you still have that paper
Yeah.
from yesterday?
Yeah.
Pull that out and pay attention to what we drew in blue,
okay.
and that's what's gonna tell you what. Parenthesis here, parenthesis there. Because your 11 squared minus, that's the only thing out of parentheses. the three numbers getting multiplied, that's in parentheses. Enter.
Oh, okay, and I think this was getting.
Now wait, how am I getting a different answer? Which problem are you on, this one?
Mm-hmm.
4A,
right.
2C.
That's right.
Oh, I'm going crazy.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, now before you go back to your seat, type that in and I want to see you get the same thing.
Okay, I don't have to clear it?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm doing 11
Mm-hmm.
squared
Mm-hmm.
minus
Yes. Now before the 4, remember we're going to multiply those 3, so
parentheses,
mm-hmm.
4 parentheses,
Nope.
nope,
What's next?
times 2,
Mm-hmm.
2
Yes.
times,
Mm-hmm. You got it.
-3,
Yes, except remember when you type negative, don't use the minus sign, use the I know, it's tricky. So just arrow over to that -3, one more, and hit the negative sign. There you go.
-3.
Mm-hmm. And now close your parentheses, enter. You got it. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay, I think I'm trying too hard.
That's okay. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yes. Okay. I've got number 4 done. So, if you already did number 4 and want to go back and check, here's what I got. I got x equals 1, x equals -1.4. If you got something different, let me know, and we can talk about it. Or if you're confused about any part of this, if you're not sure how I did something. Okay. And I'll leave that up there for just a moment. Okay, so let's now go to the next page. I know some of you already have, which is totally okay. Now, there are 4 problems on page 2, and it looks the same as the other page, but this time you just have to find the discriminant, and that's it. You don't have to solve for x. So, once you do the b squared minus 4ac, you're done. That's as far as you gotta go. So, number 5, my value for a is -3, b is 10, c is -1. My discriminant formula is b squared minus 4ac. So we will just plug our numbers in. Okay, so we're finding the discriminant, and the other thing is we're determining how many real solutions. So we will talk about that.
Miss Taylor?
Yes.
Stop for a second. On number 7, the +9, on mine it says +3.
It says +3?
Yep, it says +3.
Does everybody's say +3 instead of +9?
Yeah.
That's weird.
You were already confused me.
That's really weird. I don't know why. Cause I don't know why I did that. It literally, mine is whited out. And there's a 9 written over it. I don't remember doing that. That's weird. Okay, well I'll change mine back to 3. That is so weird.
Yeah, that's what threw me off.
Okay, I will do that. There we go. All right, so back to number 5. Who would like to walk me through number 5? Anybody? Yes, Natalie.
D equals 10 squared
Good. 10 squared.
minus 4
Mm-hmm.
times negative 3 times negative 1.
Perfect. 10 squared minus 4 times negative 3 times negative 1.
Then I got 100 minus 12.
Okay, 100 minus, what'd you say? 12. Perfect. And it's 88. Okay, so we did the first part. We found the discriminant. Now, the next part is to determine how many real solutions there are. So, we're going to talk about those because I was not here the day that you guys learned that. You watched it on a video, and maybe you weren't here and maybe you didn't watch the video. So, if you didn't, you should have. But I'm going to teach it to you again just in case. So, the discriminant, because it's the number underneath the square root, there are a couple of things we know. We know that if you get a negative number under the square root, it doesn't work. That is an imaginary number. So, whenever the discriminant is less than 0, which means you get a negative number. So if I got a discriminant of a negative number, that means no real solutions. Or you could say 0RS for like 0 real solutions. Or you could say NRS. I would accept any of those. When the discriminant is greater than 0, which means it's a positive number, you will get 2 real solutions. Or you could say 2RS. And then the last option, you could either get a number less than 0, a number bigger than 0, or you could get 0. So let's say we solved our discriminant and we get D equals 0. What that means is that there is exactly 1 real solution. So if you used the quadratic formula, you would only get 1 answer for x. 1 real solution. So, I would definitely write this down. However, if you don't want to write it down, number 9, 10, and 11, we're going to fill in the blanks and have basically this written down anyway. So, for number 5, my discriminant is positive 88. How many real solutions are there? 2,
Yeah.
because it's positive. So, what you could write for the second part of this question, 2RS, 2 real solutions. Make sure you do both of these parts. And that's it. That's it. Okay? Any questions about number 5? Move that over a little. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm all over the place right now. Let's look at number 6 then. I will show you how to do it, yeah. It'll be bonus. My A, -4. My B, -6. My C, 7. Raise your hand if you want to walk me through number 6.
Since I'm done.
All right, Titania, go ahead.
D equals -6
Mm-hmm.
minus 4 times -4 times 7.
Okay, what are we missing?
-6 needs to be squared.
Yeah, 6
Yes,
squared.
-6 squared. Good.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
all right.
I usually don't do that because I know.
That's all right. Okay,
D equals
now.
36,
36.
and that's gonna add up to 112, so it's gonna be positive 112.
Okay, so is it 36 plus 112?
Yes.
Okay, plus 112.
And the discriminator is 148. And that's gonna be 2 real solutions.
Good. Okay. Okay, so that was number 6. Thank you, Titania.
You're welcome.
All right, so we just did b squared, 36, minus 4 times -4 times 7, 112. Added them together, we got 148. Very nice. 2 real solutions. Why is it 2 real solutions?
Because it's a positive number.
Yes, because we got a positive number. All right. That's number 5 and number 6. I think I need to use whiteout because now it looks like 93. I guess I. Hang on. I don't know why I have that as 9. I'm very
That's infinity.
confused.
That's what she's gonna teach us.
Yeah, we're gonna learn about infinity today. Alright, I'm gonna give that a minute to dry, and when it's dry, I'll write 3 with a Sharpie so it doesn't smear this time. The whiteout smell, I know. Very strong. It does kind of smell like glue. It's bad, but I don't even smell it. I feel like I use it so much now. I'm like immune to it. Okay, dry enough. All right, there we go. Can I move to number 7? Does anybody need more time to see number 5 or number 6? It is so okay if you do. Speak now, or we'll move on. Or forever hold your peace. Okay, number 7. Raise your hand if you want to guide me through number 7.
Anybody do that one?
Any-
I will.
Jessica.
You're going to first identify your A, B, and C.
Perfect. A, B, C.
And then you're gonna write it in the discriminant formula.
Okay, so tell me what to write.
You're going to write -8 squared
Mm-hmm.
minus 4 times 2 times 3.
Perfect.
And then the -8 times -8 is positive 64.
Perfect. Positive 64.
And the -4 times 2 times 3 comes out to be -24.
Okay.
And then that equals up to positive 40.
Okay, so our discriminant is 40. A lot of positives. I wonder, I know why I changed it to 9 on mine. I think I was probably working this out, and I realized, oh my gosh, we got 3 positive numbers in a row. I probably changed it to 9 so that we would finally get a negative. Just so that when you go to take the quiz, you're not like, oh, they were all real solutions on the practice quiz, so. Yeah, I was just trying to mix it up a little.
You have two real solutions.
Two real solutions. Why?
It's a positive number.
It's a positive number. Very good. Very good.
Don't we put -8 squared on the calculator and something that's -60?
Yes, it does. So we've talked about this. Let's talk about it some more.
Yeah.
Why can I not do this?
It doesn't work.
Why doesn't it work?
Because it gives you the negative.
You can't square.
Why does it give me a negative? Anybody know?
You can't square it negative.
Kind of. You can square a negative.
You
It's-
just have to do it times itself.
Yeah. Okay. So let me answer that because you all were very close with the answer. Basically, your calculator is using the order of operations, or PEMDAS, and according to the order of operations, and for some reason your calculator is not assuming, oh, that's a -8. It's assuming, well, exponents come first. So I'm going to do 8 squared, 64. Oh, but there's a negative in front of it. Let's put a negative. So weird. So not natural feeling. But whenever you have a negative number and you square it, if you want it to come out correctly, you got to put that number in parentheses before you square it. And you get the positive 64. But I'm glad you pointed that out because even though I've said it, sometimes I say things and we don't always hear them. That's okay. Or, you know, it could have been a day that you weren't here, which is totally fine. So now we know you cannot type it without parentheses, or just try to remember it just means -8 times -8. And that will give you the positive. Does that answer that question? Make sense?
Yes, so what effect of my doing that I turned it to you?
Oh, is it in the tray still maybe? I think I put it in the tray. Hang on, let me
I
pause
don't
this.
know, I don't remember.
Alright. Can anybody guide me through number 8? Number 8. Milena?
So first I did D equals,
So you said D equals, okay, 3. That's our B. 3 squared. Then what'd you do? -4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 2. Perfect. Perfect. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times, or sorry, -4 times 1 times 2. There's our -8. Okay, so you got 9 minus 8 is, you got 1. Perfect. So that's your discriminant, and you said 1 real solution? 2 real solutions. This is like a tricky one because at first glance you're like, oh, we finally got 1. It's 1 real, nope, this is not 0. 1 real solution is only one that's 0. So yes, you are absolutely correct. 2 real solutions because it's bigger than 0. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, number 9, 10, and 11, we're just filling in the blanks. When the discriminant is 0, there is 1 real solution. When the discriminant is less than 0, or it is a negative number, there are no real solutions, or you could say 0 real solutions. When the discriminant is greater than 0, or it's a positive number, there are 2 real solutions. On your quiz, these will be mixed up. Don't write 1, 2, and no in the same order.
It's not gonna work.
It's not going to work. You'll get them all wrong. Read them. Okay? Okay. All right. Any questions on our second page? Okay. Now we're gonna go to the back. This is the last page. This is it. So, number 12. Yes. Go ahead.
Your arrows are going down,
Down, good.
and your vortex is -2, +2.
-2, +2. So here's our vertex. It lines up with -2 on the x-axis. Thank you. And +2 on the y-axis. Perfect.
And your axis of symmetry is -2.
Perfect. X equals -2. And I want to point this out. This will always match. X equals, it's just the x of your vertex. Okay?
Question.
Yes.
Cause I wasn't here for this, so I wanna make sure.
Yes, absolutely.
So the vertex is like the point?
Yes, yes. It will either be your highest point or your lowest point. And it'll be right in the middle. And then the axis of symmetry is the dotted line, basically, that is the part where this is symmetrical, where it's equal on both sides. So like if I folded this in half, these points would all match up. So this is like the reflection line.
The invisible line.
Yeah, and it goes through -2 on the x-axis, so that's why our axis is x equals -2. And it goes through the vertex, so that will always be the same number. The first number of the vertex is the same as the axis of symmetry, every single time. Okay, now, I know I have coordinate blanks. You do not have to write them as coordinates. Absolutely you don't. You can, but you do not have to. What are my x-intercepts?
1, 0.
Okay, so 1, 0. There's one right here.
And your second one is -5, 0.
Okay, and -5, 0. And I'm going to circle the parts that I just want you to have. You could just write 1 and just write -5, and that is fine with me. Okay? So here's my x-intercepts, x-intercept.
And your y-intercept is going to be 0, 1.
Yes, there it is. Y-intercept. So again, an x-intercept is just where do I have a point that touches the x-axis. Y-intercept, same thing. Where is a point that touches the y-axis? And you said it was 0, 1. And for the y-intercept, again, you do not have to write a coordinate. I would be perfectly fine if you just wrote the 1. That's all I need. Okay. Questions about any of that?
If I put 1, 0, is that wrong?
Yes.
I
Because
know it was wrong, but that's what I'm saying.
that's okay. Because 1, 0 is this point.
Okay.
So on your quiz, I will not have parentheses so that you can choose whether you want to do that or not. And what you can do instead is if you can just write 1. And then over here you could just write 1 and -5. And that is fine with me. Yes, or the comma, just don't put parentheses. Does that make sense? Okay. Any other questions about this? I love questions, if you have any.
Okay, well, I don't have any questions about like what we just did, but
Mhm.
like I know that there's domain and range
Yes.
and stuff here, so I'm excited to learn
Yeah, I'm
about.
curious.
Okay, okay, so are we ready to learn domain and range? Because this is something that you will see a lot at the college level. So, this is a bonus.
That's why it's going to be hard.
Yes. So, the domain is basically a fancy word for how far does my graph stretch from the left to the right?
So that'd be
The
infinity.
x direction. Yes, yes. So I'm going to write above domain, it's the x values that we're talking about because we're talking left to right. Okay? So if I'm looking at my parabola, notice how these arrows, what does that mean to have arrows on the ends of something?
They're continuously going.
They're continuously going in those directions forever. So, yes, they're pointing down, but they're also getting wider and wider and wider and wider as they go, and that never ends. They will go on forever. So here's how we write that. We start with a parenthesis, and we start from the smallest number to the biggest number. The smallest number is negative infinity.
Yep.
It's a sideways 8. So you can just turn your paper to the side and write 8. Some people struggle with the infinity symbol. It's a little tricky.
And then the number to the right is positive, right?
Yes.
Infinity.
So negative infinity, comma, regular positive infinity goes all the way.
So that's the both sides.
Uh-huh. And then you gotta use parentheses
Okay.
or it's not fully correct. Those parentheses tell you that it's a range of values, which is odd because this isn't a range of values, it's a coordinate. I don't know. Math is weird. Math is weird.
Oh, now I figured it out.
Yeah, you see that? So it's basically telling you you could do this. Ready? Negative infinity,
On the other side.
and then it keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, all the way to infinity
Positive.
forever. This is the domain.
And so that's the same with the range. That's your vortex, isn't it?
Yeah, vertex, but yes, yes.
Vortex, okay.
So the range is the y values. How far up does it go? How far down does it go?
Okay.
So again, I'm gonna write, let me get a blue, dark blue. Well, I don't know where it is. I'll just use light blue. This is the y values. So up and down. And just like we did with the x, we want to start with the smallest value, the negatives.
So from a negative infinity.
So we're going to start by seeing what is the lowest point, the farthest down this graph will go. Well, there's arrows, so you're right, Titania, it's never going to end. It's going to be negative infinity is our starting point, comma, and then we're going to go to the highest y value,
So it'll be 2.
which will be right here. You're correct, it is 2. It's going to be wherever your vertex is, where it lines up on the x or the y-axis. 2. So 2. Now here's the only thing that's different, and this will make a difference. How many bonus points you get? I'm gonna be really picky with this. Negative infinity with a parenthesis around it. When you use a number in domain or range, you have to use a bracket instead of parentheses. Bracket. It's a big difference apparently. So if I wanted to kind of show a visual of that, I'm going to show, here is my negative infinity. I'm writing it sideways, stretching all the way down. Da, 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 da. And then it stops at 2. That's my boundary. Okay.
So this ends to the negative.
Yes. Now, a point about domain, every parabola has the same domain. No matter what, it will always be negative infinity, positive infinity. Every single time. So, this is a free bonus point, guys. Your domain for both on the quiz is going to be negative infinity, positive infinity. It's the same. Yes, yes, for the domain. The range is different. Do we have any questions about that or anything else so far? Okay. Okay. All right. Everybody okay with this? Yeah? Yes. Yes, yes. Okay. So, number 13, last one. Go ahead, Natalie. Up. Perfect.
Vertex, I put
2, -5. Yes. Perfect.
and axis is 2.
Yes. 2. Goes through 2.
And then I put 2 more. I just think I messed up. 5 and 0.
5, 0. You didn't mess up. That's right.
And then -1, 0.
Yes. -1, 0.
And then 0 and -3.
Girl. Yes.
Oh, you
0, -3.
played that.
Aced it. Uh-huh.
Aced it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Very nice. That's amazing. So good. So good. Okay. Now, again, if you decide you don't want to write these as coordinates, that's fine. You can instead write 5 and -1. And you can also just write -3. Either is fine with me. Just want to give that option in case.
Can I do the domain and range on this one?
Sure.
Okay, for your domain, you're gonna get negative infinity
Mm-hmm.
and then positive infinity,
Every time. Yes.
and then you're gonna get, what is bracket?
Yes.
-5
Yes.
infinity.
Yes.
Okay.
And what? Yes. Not quotation. What's it called?
Parentheses.
Yes. Parenthesis. Let me explain this one. Okay. Or actually, do you want to try to explain it, Titania? You think you can tell me how you got the domain and range?
Because your negative domain is going up, and it's always gonna be negative like you explained the first time.
Mm-hmm. That
Second
domain.
positive.
Right.
And then when you come to your range stops at -5.
Yeah.
And continues infinity on the positive side.
Right, right. Perfect. Perfect. Very nice. So, again, the domain will always be negative infinity to positive infinity because even though it looks like these are pointing straight up, they are getting wider ever so slightly. They will forever get wider ever so slightly, on and on and on and on for infinity in the x direction. So, our domain goes from negative infinity to positive infinity every time. Our range, you might be wondering, why did we put the number first this time? Yes, the reason is, just like with the range here, just like with the domain, we start with the smallest value. We want to start with what is the lowest point the graph is touching. Well, since it's facing up, the lowest point is not negative infinity anymore because it actually does have a starting / stopping point, -5. It's right here. So, this -5 is our starting point of the range, and then it goes on for infinity.
Yep.
That's my range.
And ain't the brackets is because how wide the range is?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like you see how you already got the bracket on your board? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something else.
You mean the one I drew right here?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, technically, it gets wider and wider forever, so that's not accurate for mine. But I guess that is kind of why I drew it that way. Okay, so your range starts with the lowest point to the highest point. The domain is the farthest left to the farthest right. And that's it. This is your practice quiz. This is it. This is all of it. So, at this time, we are done with it. I've run through all of it. That does not mean you have to leave. However, if you are done, you feel good about it, you are free to go. If you are still only feeling like 50% or even maybe 60% on this, you're like, stay, ask questions. You know, we can work through more examples of any of these. I can absolutely make more worksheets if anybody wants practice problems. But the plan is we will try and have our quiz on Monday. I know I don't like to give Monday quizzes, but it's just the day that I'm going to give the quiz. If you want, you can take it today. If you want, you could come in tomorrow and take it, okay? But if you feel good, you're free to go. So I'm going to end this recording, and then if any of you have questions or need my help, I am here.